Hey everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Smart and Vinyl, where we're going to talk a little records, a little music, and a whole lot of meh. So, thanks for joining me tonight. I know it's been forever. I know I say that every time. Because it really does feel like it's been forever. What was the last video I did here? What, the David Essex, right? It just seems like that was so long ago, but I guess not, right? But it does feel like it's been a long time. So let's do a good video. So my intention was to do Halloween record reviews this month, and it is still my intention. So I got the record here I was going to do, and I was doing a little research on something that I found on here, and I'll get into it. Oh my God, I'm totally confused, and I'll explain it once we go through this video, but yeah, it really left me like confused, and I'm like, well, I don't know, so maybe some answers can be given, or I'm sorry, my questions will be answered. There we go. The more we get into this video, and I'm sure I'm going to hear from George Kook, because I'm sure he's going to have an answer probably on my question. I'm going to get kooked in this video, I'm sure. So we'll see what he says. I'm sure he if anyone has an answer, he probably does. So anyways, let's just get into this record, right? So, I did the Freddy record earlier this year. I should have saved it for Halloween. I wasn't forward thinking enough. And I did another scary record, right? I can't remember what it was. I'll think of it. But anyways, let's just get down to bare bones. Halloween. Elvira, right? So you can't have Halloween without Elvira, Elvira is Halloween, Here's always my dilemma. There's a fine line, I guess, between too much information and not enough information. And when I do these videos, I sometimes feel like I need to give a lot of backstory. Like even when I watch Oddity Archive, it's a good example. He always does a little bit he calls history lesson, and he'll go into the backstory of what he's going to talk about or fix or whatever, right? And I enjoy watching that because I actually learn quite a bit. But do I really need to tell you who Elvira is, right? Do I need to go into Elvira's whole backstory? Because everyone should know who Elvira is, right? So, I'll go into a little bit just for the two people in this world who don't know who Elvira is. And if you don't know, you're just a commie. You got to get out. Get out of this country for not knowing who Elvira is. Anyway, so Elvira is the mistress of the dark. She started on TV here in Los Angeles, KHJ Channel 9, as a horror movie host. It was called Vinyl Macabre. And instead of the traditional kind of host, obviously she's very sexy, but she was funny. She was very funny, very smart, and she took a more humorous turn on this horror movie hosting instead of the traditional, oh, so scary. Oh, that was the other record I did, Count Floyd. That's right. Okay. Anyways, see? So anyways, so from there she just skyrocketed. She made this records, obviously, movies, videos. She hosted stuff. She, was a spokesperson. Video games, pinball. They just have I just played it at the casino, the Elvira slot machine. She has an Elvira slot machine, which is great because when it stops, the boobs jiggle. Of course, it's Elvira. The boobs have to jiggle on the slot machine. But just all around great. Really, everyone loves Elvira. Tell me if you don't, let me know. Really, because everyone loves Elvira. So she put this record together. Now, of course, Rhino Records, always known for striking when the iron's hot, put this out in 1983 to capitalize on her big, push at that time. Her show started in 81, so it was pretty popular right off the bat, but 83, 84, she was on fire. So that's why they put this out. Unlike the Freddy record, so the Freddy record, remember, was covers and originals by Freddy Krueger. This one is originals, but they're all other songs. Elvira doesn't sing on this, which is kind of good, and it's a nice little mix of songs. There's some of the old favorites, and I mean old, and there's some stuff you wouldn't think. So good job, Rhino and Elvira, on the selection on this. Here's the back of the record. Now, I'm being honest right up front, I do not have a good copy of this. This is not a good copy. Even the price tag says ask to see, which is to see, you can tell it's been near some water. And it does not have the original dust sleeve. And I'm pretty sure it came with a merch order sheet, which it does not have. So I will definitely be on the lookout for a better quality of this. Yeah, I must not see it very often, because that's probably why I bought this one, despite the fact it wasn't in great shape. So we'll see. But she writes a little bit on the back, so it's, you know, hello, darlings, and welcome to Vinyl Macabre, also known as Elvira's gravest hits. You know, that's all that kind of stuff. So here's what's on the album. So side one is Elvira's theme, and there's an intro and an outro, and that's by Mark Pearson, who was her husband. I'm not sure if they're still married, but at one time they were married, especially in the 80s. So he did that. Then we have Monster Mash. No one ever needs to hear Monster Mash ever again. Even on the McKinney Halloween playlist 2017, which I have no problem promoting on this, I put another Boris Pickett song on there. It's equally as dumb. It's equally just terrible, but it's better than Monster Mash. And he still makes the faces in the video, of course, you know. But yes, this does have Monster Mash on it, okay. It does have Haunted House by Jumpin' Gene Simmons. That's not like, you know, Gene. Although I think this is where Gene got his name. But that's a great song. We have a cover of the Munsters theme by the Coma Teens. Horror Movies by the Bullock Brothers, which, and that is also too on the D. McKinney Halloween playlist. But FYI, fun fact, Harley David Son of a Bitch is one of my most favorite songs of all time. So the more you know. So that's on here. Purple People Eater, which is another moldy oldie. I can stomach it better than Monster Mash. I know George likes it because he mentioned it. So I guess you got to have it on here. And then side one ends with It's Halloween by the Shags, which I'm not a Shags fan. Sorry. Revoke my record collector card, whatever. Side two is Twilight Zone by Neil Norman and his Cosmic Orchestra, which you've seen this record. You've seen it at the record store. We all have. It's not bad, actually. And I do like their arrangements of sci-fi hits. It's a little disco-y. It's good, though. There's The Vegas Vampire by Jim Parker. Out of Limits by The Challengers, which typical great surf band. Horror Movies. Not the same horror movies we mentioned on side one, but this is by Dickie Goodman, which I already know. No, it's not like Mr. Jaws. And I was hoping for that. I was hoping it was going to be like, you know, hey, Michael Myers, what did you say when you killed that girl last night? You know, and then fucking Elton John comes on or something. No, it's not like, you know, Mr. Jaws. But don't piss me off, because I do have a copy of Mr. Jaws, and I'll bring it out and review it just to punish you. But anyways, no, it does not sound like that. This is actually early 60s, and it's like more like a novelty song. It was before he became the pioneer of sampling, you know. Then there's a song on here called Drax Back by Red Lipstick. And fun fact, guess who Red Lipstick is? Bullock Brothers, same band. So they just did other stuff under this Red Lipstick name. And then there's the Elvira's theme outro by Mark Pearson. So it's a nice little mix. Like I said, you got your moldy oldies, you got the Bullock Brothers, which is interesting. It's an interesting little mix. I will definitely give it that. What is interesting, the special thanks, because we love reading the special thanks, right? So Dr. Demento, of course, right? Freddie Snakeskin, who was a DJ. He was a DJ on K-Rock and Mars 1031, which I like that station a lot. But classic K-Rock DJ. Rodney's on this record as a thing. Wah, wah. I told you, Rodney's everywhere. Let's see. Howard Siegel, Sandy Fox, Richard Foos, who was Rhino Records, Eric Garner, Janice Gardner, and this is what's the confusing part. I know you thought I forgot about this. It says Donna Coffman, right? With one N. So when I read that, I'm like, why do I know that name? I'm like, why do I know who Donna Coffman is? Well, that's because Donna Coffman is a guest on Wally George. But that's Donna Coffman with two N's. So I thought, oh, maybe it's two different people. It's just really odd that, because Donna is spelled D-A-W-N-A, right? Which is not a common spelling. Well, there's another Donna Coffman with one N, like this, who's a writer who's written for, you know, Saturday Night Live and Mad TV and all these shows. That one I would more likely think is friends with Elvira versus the Wally George ones. Because there's also Donna Coffman, with two N's, who's like a crime writer and like a forensics expert and a journalist, right? But here's my problem, okay? The internet is all fucked up. Like I would read one and I'm like, okay, there's the comedy writer with one N. Okay, here's the forensics lady with two N's. But then some had it like mixed together, like she's a comedy writer and a forensics expert. That's like a comedy show ready to happen, you know. It's like, you know, comedy writer by day, forensics expert by night. But then which one was the one on Wally George? That's a better question. I mean, I can see it being the journalist forensic expert one, but I can see it being the comedy writer because it was such a farce. So that's why I thought Kook might know. Maybe he'll know, but that's what I was confused about. And just going into the internet, I could not find any for real answers. I'm tempted to go with, and it's the one N, Kaufman with one N. This is the comedy writer. That's who I'm pretty sure who's on the thank yous on this. But who was on Wally? Was it the forensics or the comedy? I don't know. That's my big question. But anyways, she thanks Donna with an A, Kaufman with one N on this album. So that's it. Let's look at the little run out grooves. Now, I'll be honest. As far as Rhino run-out grooves go, this one's a little lacking. I was really disappointed. So, side A, right, says, Mash good. Good is 3 O's. Mash good. Elvira good. So, Mash good, Elvira good. And that's it. On the other side, side 2, oh, it's side B. So, let me see. I can't see anything. Let me see. That's the code. Where's the... Soak It Up. Soak It Up. Which is kind of weird for this record. Like, I get the MASH one, right? Because of Monster Mash. This one just says Soak It Up. So, yeah, I'm a little disappointed on the Run Out Groove stuff. But either way, it's a great album. Obviously, if you find it, get it. Because if I have a shit copy, then you know it's pretty rare. And it's Elvira, and it's really great. And, you know, I like to see really good success stories. And Elvira's always been a real positive success story, because it's due to hard work she has this success. And you never hear a bad story about her. And just to get personal for a minute, I kind of do have a good positive story about dealing with Elvira. So we went to the Comic-Con, Kamikaze, whatever it's called now. And Elvira was there signing autographs. And my little brother wanted to meet Elvira. And for those who don't know, he's on the spectrum, right? And but he's very high functioning, and he wanted to meet Elvira. So we get in the line and we buy our pictures, and I didn't pay to get in line, or, you know, to take my picture with Elvira. I was just there with him. And he was really nervous, and you can tell he was just like, Elvira handled it with the most grace. And she was so sweet and funny to him and went along with it, and just super nice, super nice. And whenever I had a positive interaction with celebrities, especially regarding my brother, it just makes me like them even more. And I didn't think it was possible to like Elvira anymore, but I do. And I will eternally be grateful for her for being so patient and kind to my brother. So, you know, Elvira, I love you. I love you. Everyone loves you. So anyways, that's my video for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And let me, if you have any comments, questions, and if you know this Donna Coffman mystery thing, let me know. Because it's going to drive me up the wall. And that's it. So I'll see you next time on, check out my Halloween playlist. There's 101 videos now of the best Halloween commercials, music videos, movie trailers, TV clips, anything that's vintage Halloween. And I know you'll like it. And it'll go away as of November 1st. So make sure you check it out. Share it. Talk about it. It's great. So anyways, now I will say goodbye. So I'll see you next time on the next Smart and Vinyl. See you later.